Hello, friends and family. Yesterday, I told you a story that meant a lot to me about a book that came into our life at the right time and was orchestrated by God to put it in my hands. And today, I wanted to tell you about a special child that came into our lives. Back in 1988, we were given an opportunity through our church to take in a prisoner's baby, newborn baby. And we had decided that we would like another child. We tried for to adopt a child and even a child from a foreign country, but it wasn't feasible financially for us to do that. But we were homeschooling our two children, and uh, our daughter and son were early teens for our son and mid teens for our daughter. And because we were homeschooling them, we thought that by bringing a baby into our life, that it would be a great homeschooling experience for them. And so when they gave us an opportunity to bring in a baby for 2 months, we decided that would be a good family adventure and give a baby a good start and also um, be good experience for our teenage children. Well, we had just had a garage sale, and I mentioned that I love garage sales, and I like to um, bless others by having garage sales of things that I've accumulated over the years. But I just had a garage sale about 6 months to a year before this opportunity became a reality, and I'd given away all my baby things. But I had a friend who had 6 or 7 children at the time, who was also a homeschooler, and I called her and asked her if there was any way that we could borrow some clothes, baby items that we could utilize for this newborn so that we didn't have to go out and buy more things. And she said that she would meet me at a homeschooling breakfast, and which we did. And we noticed that it was starting to snow, huge snowflakes. And she told me to walk out to the car with her so she could give me all the things and we could just transfer them into my vehicle. When we got out to the parking lot, she realized that she'd locked her keys in the car. And I said, "No worries. I'll just take you to where your husband works and we'll get a key from him." And she said that he had lost the key and that was the only key that they had. Well, my husband was a firefighter and had shown me many times how you could get into a car. Of course, I didn't have the equipment that the fire department had. So I went inside, got a coat hanger, and the whole time I am trying to unlock her car, I'm praying and saying, "Lord, if you can open up the Red Sea for your children to pass through, I know you can get us in this car." And about that time, my sister walked up and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, it isn't obvious. We're trying to get into this car because she has locked her keys inside." And she said, "Well, it's a Toyota, and I have a key. Let's try it." And I said, "Well, just because it's a Toyota key doesn't mean it's going to open this vehicle." And so she handed it to me, and when I tried the key, it unlocked the door. And I just stood there astonished and said, "Where did you get this key?" And she said that she had taken her children to on a homeschooling lesson to Fort Carson Army Base, where this woman's that had locked her keys in the car, her husband worked, and he made prostheses for injured soldiers. And he was in the middle of showing these homeschooling children what all of this entailed. Well, my sister's son got very bored and he walked out into the parking lot and was just walking around and he found this key and he stuck it in his pocket and forgot to mention it. to his mother. And on their way home, he said, "Oh, Mom, I found this key and I found it in the parking lot." And she, uh, she says, "Well, why didn't you tell me while we were there so I could just turn it into lost and found?" And he said, "I just forgot about it." Well, she stuck it in her coat pocket and never thought a thing about it. And we got to comparing notes, and it seemed that our friend's husband had lost his key in the parking lot when it had snowed and he couldn't find it. And when my nephew was walking around, the snow had melted and he found the key. So, again, if you look at the possibilities, what are the possibilities that the key that had been lost was the very key that we needed the day that that she was locked out of her car? So it just shows you about God's sense of humor, about His provision. It shows you that He's orchestrating everything, and we don't understand it. It's a mystery. But boy, when things happen and you recognize that God had His hand in that very thing, um, it's really astonishing. And it meant a lot to me. And I hope it means a lot to you. And you too have miracles that have happened in your life. And all you have to do is pay attention and remember special times and circumstances and see if God won't bring it back to your memory so you can claim your own miracles. Hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Thank you for listening. Hope you were blessed. Bye bye.